Welcome back to Etc. Podcast.
I ain't getting a chance to clap.
I got Mark and our special guest
What's up?
Sleep.
Yes,
How are y'all
sir.
doing today?
I'm doing great. Sleep, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I feel good. I'm happy to finally be here with y'all, man.
We happy to
Yes,
have you
sir.
here, man.
It's a long time coming.
I know. A
So-
lot.
Everybody, I feel like now that we're finally doing guests, everybody we finally get in here is just like people we originally planned so many years ago or so many months ago.
Yeah.
But like COVID just blocked all this shit
Yeah,
out, and
so
now we
everybody
finally getting
catch
these
up.
people in.
Yeah.
So everybody's just
It's,
like, yo,
it's
like,
good
we
though. It's good though.
I just want to say I've been a fan from the first episode. I probably don't tune in as much as I do, as I should, but I definitely like watch as much as I can.
Yeah,
Especially I
appreciate
like the
that.
fact that y'all do the IGTV shit. So
Appreciate
Thank
that,
you,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, like we
you.
were saying, like it's just an easy way for people to just like we promote most of our shit from Instagram to like go to YouTube or whatever. But with the IGTV shit, you could just be like on a story, just boop, and then slide over to the
It's so
video.
easy. You know, everybody's always on it. You know, majority of people are always on it. So it's like, yeah, it's so easy, convenient.
absolutely.
So to get into this.
Oh, we just hopping right in.
Yeah, let's hop right in. Sleep. Let the fans know, let everyone know who you are, what you do, you know, something about yourself, you know?
So I go by the name of No Sleep. I'm a recording artist, engineer, songwriter.
What's up? Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Straight into the
A lot of
point.
other things, but let's just
That's the main.
Hey, that's the main
That's-
thing.
that's
I
pretty
mean,
much
there's nothing
it,
wrong
yeah.
with it. Yeah, that's what you
That's the
really
mission,
do.
at least,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
yeah.
So I would say just like, you know, what I guess like inspired you to kind of like go to this like through this path.
This is always a question, man. It's like, and I'm sure like a lot of the creatives back home could like understand what I mean by this. It's
Okay.
like there's no real like explanation.
A lot of the times, yeah, you know.
You know, like it is, and as much as like, especially with music, that's like a real touchy subject these days. So like, as far as music, no one really knows. It's like, is it because it's trendy? Like, did you have like a real love for it? But I think just, you know, we've known each other for a long time, so
Mhm.
you guys kind of like got a chance to see it early. It was just like the love of like culture, just
True.
music, being obnoxious.
something funny is like you said, you know, knowing you for a long time.
Yeah.
I was telling Victor on the way up here, I was like, man, I known this guy when he started doing hip hop dancing too.
Yo,
That-
bro, like,
like
niggas thought they was dancers.
yeah, I was there through it all.
Bro, we was,
with
like,
my
10
brother.
years
Yo,
old.
oh my god! it
Shout out
was
to Marcel,
hilarious.
man. I love you, kid.
Yeah, like it was through everything. So it's just like it's really cool
Yeah,
to see
it's
how
crazy,
you know something
man.
like in a sense you were always like creative, I guess in a way.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was always something where you wanted to be like in a creative, you know, flow. So
And I
that's
think
what's
it's
up.
just the city as well. I think us being from Philly gave us a chance to really see like culture.
Mhm.
Like I think like some places lack, you know, like not everywhere has has a little bit of everything. There's fashion, music, dancing, you know, even like the streets in a sense, you know.
yeah.
So yeah, I definitely say I think the city just has a huge part on like why
Mhm.
I chose the music path, you know. That's pretty much it,
Yeah.
man. And it's like an early love for hip hop, being like raised around, you know, my family owns a bar. It's like some Spanish stuff.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
I was always like, you know, around music. So that's probably
Yeah,
where
true.
it came
True.
from.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Philly definitely is one of the few cities that have like a deep history, like especially in hip hop. Like
Yeah.
Philly was not
Yeah.
as like prominent now. I feel like in hip hop, even though we do have our artists, but like the roots of it, like it was really based in like Philly or like some places like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Now
Yep.
you hear a lot of like Atlanta and like
Yeah, yeah,
Chicago,
yeah.
like they
Kind
or
of
New
took the
York.
forefront as far as
Yeah,
like the cities
true.
that's really
But back
kinda
then, if you
picked
listen
it
to a
up.
lot of like '90s shit, you'll hear like Philly is like in the forefront of a lot of it.
Yeah.
absolutely.
So,
Kind of had it. Yeah.
Yeah.
so I guess that kind of just roots from all that. But,
Yeah. I love the city, man. It's especially as for like, you know, creatives. There's so much
Yeah.
substance here, bro.
Mhm.
Like it made us resilient. It also gave us like life in a sense.
Yeah, and I feel like in a sense too, it's like it's a place where a lot of people know each other. You know, like especially
Too much.
especially now. Like it's getting
Bro,
like you're saying,
the
how you make
city-
that, it's like it's ridiculous.
It's
Bro,
this
the
city,
city-
too close.
Too small, bro. It's crazy.
They know everybody, so it's like
Crazy how small.
hopefully, and like we use that to our advantage, and not in a sense, you know, not connect as much as we, you know, like we should. We
A
need
perfect
to.
example of how small the city is. People back home probably had no idea that I've known you guys for at least well over like 10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody will know that. But
No,
it's
What's
just
like-
like,
that? No one knows
That
that.
shit is crazy.
or, like even like with my brother more so. Like if anything,
Yeah.
like it's just like nobody knows any of that. Or nobody knows that we all mostly started at the same fucking corner, same fucking school. Like
Yeah.
no, like no,
crazy.
nobody, and a lot of people don't even know about our school. But It's,
I
They
like it
don't.
that
They
way.
don't. Yeah,
I like it that way.
I do too. It's funny, like, you know, conversation wise.
Listen,
Like,
man,
you just tell
if
them
you
that.
went to where we went to for school, like, shout out to you, man, because you a different breed.
You are.
You're a different
I
breed.
think you are. Like, no
and
matter
and
what.
in some degree we all connected. Like even if we don't talk for a minute, like we
Yeah.
still have
Mhm.
that tie or something. Like we
Yeah.
still know what's
It's
going
there.
on.
Yeah, it's there.
It's like unspoken, but like we know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For sure.
It was a good. It brought us up good. That's
Yeah.
all.
And that's just from that school alone. Then it's just like even like making the city smaller from like the high schools we went to, or like all this
Yeah.
other shit. It's
yeah. It
just like
started getting smaller, smaller. Yeah.
We went to high school together too. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
I,
yeah.
forgot- I almost forgot about Nueva.
Mhm.
or who's
Yeah.
related to who. Like it's just that
True.
shit gets even tighter. It's
True.
like,
You start
it's
realizing
like we might be cousins. Like,
Right?
what the- like, you don't
you're
even
like-
know.
You're like, damn. All right. It's like, hold up. Who's
Yeah.
who's your mom? Wait. What? You're like,
That's
"Oh,
my aunt."
right, that's my aunt, bro. You're like, what? It's like, oh, I thought I
Oh,
recognized you
man.
at that freaking cookout.
Yo.
it start.
Cookout. I'm dead.
That's how it happens.
Said he's so small, man.
That's
Right.
my aunt.
That's hilarious.
But
It's comedy.
this shit happens all the time, and it's. I mean, it's a good thing, and also like it's just I don't know. Sometimes it's like,
It could
damn,
be
like
bad. Yeah, I guess it could be bad, but yeah, it all depends.
It could definitely be bad.
It all depends, like, you know, where you're going with it, but yeah.
I'm living proof. I got my reasons, but I'm living proof of like how it could be bad. I'm not gonna get into detail, but
nah.
if you know, you know. And if you
Yeah.
know, shut up.
if you know, mind your business.
Mind your business,
Serious.
mind your business.
It's just like, damn, I can't meet nobody new. I can't have this person like.
Yeah,
Everybody's just like,
it don't.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I've been knew them for 10. Like, it's probably like,
Yeah.
Crazy.
it's probably just same thing of like us people coming to us. It's like, oh, you know, Sleep. It's like, oh, you know, ETC. Oh, you know, J Visuals. You know,
Yeah.
Fredo. It's like, yeah, we know these people. Like,
Yeah.
that shit is just
We
so.
got- yeah, it's a little cringy sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Cause it's like when you're on the other side of that question, it's like, oh, you talking about this
I'm like,
person? Oh, you talking about that person?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I didn't ask you.
Right.
It's like, you know them. It's like, bro, I know they moms. Like, I know
Just-
they.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm
Trust me.
eating dinner at their crib.
Like, later tonight, I'm home over
a few
there.
nights out of the week.
Like, yeah.
You know
man.
what? Speaking about Fredo, and I'm gonna say it on here because he knows what's going on, right? I'm gonna say it on ETC, my guy. You owe me an invitation to dinner at your mom crib, bro. I'm sorry.
So now he gotta watch. He
He-
gonna watch.
he's
this.
gonna
and he
watch
gonna,
this.
He gonna be like, hold up.
Right.
He's gonna
Call
watch
me
this.
out.
All right, you gotta make sure you
I
prepare
love you,
for
my
this.
boy, but he done promised me it too many times, so I need
Oh man.
that. You know how I feel about a home cooked meal.
Mm.
He said,
This serious business right
Serious.
now.
Really, I'm serious.
Yeah, I mean, this a great city to be from right now. It's a little finicky with shit is going on. It's hurting. The city hurting a little
Oh
bit,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of other
it's
shit
what
for
it's,
sure.
it's what we used to. It's not
City
nothing
needs
new.
some help.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, city needs some help. It's sad, man, to see a lot of stuff that's going on these days, bro. And shit was just cool like a few months ago, bro.
like just
Mhm,
we
like
talk
a
about it all the
year
time.
in a
Like
sense, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, like a year in a sense.
yeah.
to think
Yeah.
about where shit was a year, like
Absolutely.
it just be having you stuck, like bro, like
That
it
shit
really
was just okay.
Yeah.
it feels so far away ago, but it really hasn't been that like
It
long,
hasn't.
and it's just weird as shit.
Mhm. What could happen in that time? Like, that's what's
Yeah.
crazy. Like the amount of stuff that's happened. That's what's crazy. About
You ever like spend a year and like not really think about it, and then like when the year's over, you're like, damn, man, like time flew. I feel like 2020 was the only year where like time didn't fly.
Nah,
it's like,
like,
just
cause
it just stopped. It was like a pause. It was
Yeah,
like a
bro.
big
'Cause I'll
pause.
tell you one thing, I felt everything that this year had to offer straight
Mhm.
up.
Mhm.
Straight up.
I feel that way about 2019, where it's just like, where did the time go? Like there was people like, yo, I ain't talked to you in like a year. I'm like, yo, it's been that long. Like
It's crazy, bro.
True. Yeah.
I feel like growing up, like we start to realize like how short a year it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
We
when you
moving.
pass a certain age where like
Yeah.
responsibilities
And
become like,
your
you know
time,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
your time is always so like booked or so
Yeah,
stressed.
that's what I was
and
gonna
shit.
say. You usually get more
Absolutely.
busy at that point in
Shit is
time.
crazy.
So just be moving. It's crazy.
Crazy, just be moving, bro.
You just be like in a bubble for like a year, and then you finally get that breather. You're like, oh shit.
Damn,
Hold
it's been
up.
8 months.
Hold up.
Shit.
You're just like, what's been happening?
Crazy.
But yeah, I mean, for sure. Like again, we definitely all have like a history together. But we've been, like you said, he saw you from the dance and shit, and then even
I've
like,
seen him
and
even
on, like, a
before
per-
that.
even before
I've
that,
seen him even
also-
before that, yo. Like what?
and like just going
It's
like,
just that's one main
Bro,
thing.
I'm middle
I'm
school, high
fucking
school.
weak.
and it
Because
just
like at least 15 years, bro. It's crazy
Yeah.
to me, man.
Like, I've
Feels
literally
like
been
here.
that long. It's ridiculous.
and even with the music shit, like we've seen. You were under a different name at some point, weren't you? Like yeah,
I went through a few different like like entities.
Yeah.
I won't say names.
Okay.
I'm not really big on like like names. It's more so like even like with the whole no sleep shit. It's like more of like a I don't even know
An
like
idea?
An idea
Mm-hmm.
more so
Okay.
than like a name.
Yeah, because I remember at that time, like sleep. You've been like under sleep for a couple years now.
Few
But I
years
remember
now.
even like
I
farther
was
back.
part of a few groups as
Yeah.
well, so it was
Mhm.
really just like the name of the group and then my name.
Okay.
But I didn't. I feel like even then, I feel like I didn't find like true artistry until like the no sleep like time came around,
Okay.
and like just because of like the way I got the aesthetic, the way like it came to me, it was like my first real taste of like life on my own type shit,
Mm.
like being in college type shit. I actually did go to college, in Florida, and that was like the first time I felt like, whoa, shit, like I'm an artist now. Like I have
Oh, okay.
substance. You feel me? Like I
Mhm.
got something. I got like a story. Like, I can feel what I'm creating.
You have experiences that you want to
Yeah.
talk about.
Exactly. Straight
True.
up.
True. Okay.
Yeah. It's a good feeling, man. Because like now it's like a little more genuine and kind of like cuts all of the hard work. And like now, like one of the things, like if you know me, if you're a fan of, if you're a No Sleep fan, then you know like how it fluctuated like in the past couple years. Like it went up and went down and came back up, and now like we're finally working our way back up. So like one of the biggest issues for me, like when like No Sleep came about, was just like marketing and like branding it and like how to like we really like beat it over people's head. And
Mhm.
I think just my name is like so marketable. And like
Okay,
it
yeah.
helps.
Mhm.
It helps a lot. You feel me? So
Yeah.
like now me and the team trying to capitalize on just that. Like how can we create more content with just my name? So that way, even if you're not a fan of the music, like this can still apply to you. Like
Okay.
Right.
There's
You know what I
other
mean?
There's
So,
other things. Yeah.
there's other things that you can like
Mhm.
that'll help like No Sleep resonate with you type shit. So that's what
Right.
me and the team working on now.
You don't want to get stuck in like one stream of things. Where It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, like he doesn't like. Oh, he only does music. That doesn't do anything for me.
Exactly.
And that's how a lot of it is nowadays. Like a lot of people that you see that are starting somewhere, they're realizing once they get a hold of like one thing that they're good at, they're like, let's find another way to kind of like branch
Yeah.
off,
Mhm.
because
Exactly.
they're realizing nowadays if you stick to one thing, it's like almost not enough. You know,
It- And if it isn't, if it is enough, it won't be for too long. Like
Yeah,
it's just gonna
you know,
Exactly.
run
And
dry.
it's crazy because that's usually the dilemma. It's like how can I say it? It's like as an artist, so for the artist at home, I know like how it feels to like feel like you only got to do that, but then it's like, all right, how do we get this out? Like how do we push it? How do we move it?
Mhm.
And some people don't have that. You feel me? And it's
there's, like,
scary, bro. Some
there's
people just
obstacles,
some people don't have it around them, and like even scarier, some people don't got that shit inside of them. You feel me? So
Mhm.
I'm glad
Yeah.
that like I got a chance to like have a team and
Mhm.
like have like an aesthetic, like
Mhm.
something that we can actually push.
That's great.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's unfortunate we couldn't have them all in here. Like they're outside, just kind of
Yeah,
chilling.
yeah.
But it's just a
Yeah.
circumstance. Like
Nah, they're probably going shopping or something. Man.
Yeah.
They chilling. He's good.
Okay. So like I know like you were saying like you went to Florida and stuff like that. Like I know
Yeah.
you've been like to a couple different places doing stuff with your music. Like how did that kind
Yeah.
of like start in a sense for you going there, or like was it just because of like college and stuff you were over there in Florida and then you kind of like I think you were in Cali I think at a certain point.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
spent a lot of time in LA this
Mhm.
past summer.
Okay.
But I think it's definitely started in Florida. Like that was
Okay.
my first time of like me seeing like, oh shit, like
Mm-hmm.
it's so much bigger than Philly. Like
Oh yeah.
because
yeah,
mind you,
yeah.
like, and I'm still not, like I still haven't reached any peaks. You feel me? Like I still haven't gotten to the goals that I've set out as far as like whether it's a certain number of streams or a certain number of like fans, but like I do have like I feel like I have like a cult following in the city, like a few people who've like actually like been here since like 2000 and whatever,
mm,
Yeah.
and Florida was my like that was the first time I was like, damn, like that's nothing. If we're
Mhm.
struggling to do this in Philly, like what the fuck are we gonna do when it's time to get up out of here and do
Yeah, it'd be
promo
hard.
runs
Mhm.
and all across the country? But I definitely got a chance to see a little bit of like a lot of the places that like in today's era is like like we said like the Atlantas.
mm,
I got a chance to
Mhm.
go to Atlanta and experience the music industry side of things over there. Same thing with Orlando, LA, New York a lot.
mm.
I've made a lot of dope relationships and built a lot of tight bonds with a lot of guys in the industry from New York. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've been to other places, but as far as like, you know, just me as an artist, like
with the
music,
music,
like Philly,
That's
New
what's
York,
up.
Florida, and like LA
That's
and
what's up.
Atlanta. I'm actually moving to Atlanta next year.
Really?
Yeah,
Really,
awesome.
that's what's up.
that's where it is. It's also for
Cool.
business too, you know, like
Yeah.
I also like aside from the music, like, you know, that's my passion, that's the priority, but like I like to say I'm a pretty decent businessman in my own right, just because of my family and like my next biggest like business endeavor or journey, so to speak, is a production company called Fiesta Avenue, and it's a concert venue / like executive type of thing where like music distribution, recording studios, visual spaces, and stuff like that. So I'm opening that in Atlanta, so that's why we're going down there.
That's awesome. Bro.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So similar kind of to what we, I mean, rightfully kind of
In
in
a
that
sense,
same
yeah.
they
sense,
kind
but
of well, actually, yeah. I guess you could maybe like a different version of rightfully.
but just kind of that
Yeah.
same idea of just
Yeah.
having that space.
Yeah, more so like a
Having
space
that
for people.
space, yeah.
Yeah. And listen, man, I got my start with Rec Philly, man. So I want to say it on here, man. Big shout out to Rec Philly, man. Because
Mhm.
like even with like the whole music shit, like they were there for
Mhm.
me. Like in the beginning, like they accepted
Uh-huh.
me, brought me
Cool.
in, give me a chance to like rub shoulders with the right people, shake
Yeah.
some good hands.
You know, they produced a lot of good. I mean, not I wouldn't say produced, but they've been a part of bringing out a lot of dope talents from Philly out of it.
Have that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the artist is a big,
Have
is a
that.
heavier part in that, but they were like they gave those artists a place
Excuse
to
me.
go.
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
a sense, like they didn't make the artist, but they definitely helped them.
Gave them a location.
They
a
Yeah.
let us,
spot, you know?
like they single handedly let us know, like, yo, like there's a place for y'all.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Don't feel like you guys are alone and like
No.
we're here fighting with you because it gets rough, bro. Like there's been times like when me and my team bump heads, and it's like nobody's fault. It's just like who do we blame? Like, are we
Mhm.
not working hard enough? What do we
Yeah.
need? Sometimes like we don't always got those answers. You feel what I'm saying? So it's good to have places like this around that kind of help
Yeah.
people piece it together, man.
That's good.
I don't know. I mean, Atlanta's a dope place. Like, I've never been, but from what I see from the outside looking in, I see like there's a lot of opportunity that people are just kind of noticing,
Yo,
and people are flocking to Atlanta or like Texas area and shit like that.
it's like unexplainable. The vibe, like Southern hospitality, is so
Yeah.
real,
And it's just different. Like
so real.
the house is different. Like just the whole area is
Yeah,
just
the area,
like
the environment, like the
Yo,
vibe
what you
of
could
it.
get for like 300, 400,000 up here,
make you
Bro.
look like you a millionaire.
Bro.
like
Bro, it's
I'm
ridiculous.
out. Cool, bro.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
like
Like, I'm
double
cool.
staircases, like booty, like high ceilings, like crazy
Bro,
shit.
the
for,
size
like,
of the houses, everything you
Nuts,
get
bro.
down there, what you can get up here, it's
Crazy.
ridiculous.
And I also think it's just like the perfect spot to be for what I'm trying to do as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you kind of
I don't
fitting
think
it
they
all
have
in.
something like that.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
I was about to mention something when you brought it. So what was that? One more time. What was you about to do with what's the name of the place you about to do in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's a production company called Fiesta Avenue.
Fiesta Avenue. So
Yeah,
I mean,
so
so if any y'all in Atlanta, if y'all want to be ahead of the curve,
yeah,
Y'all know who to look for.
If your listeners in
There you
go.
Atlanta, yeah, that's the goal, man. I'm trying to hire some dope people once I get down there.
Mhm.
So
That's what's up.
it's the way you're going about it is smart to be able to like touch base with people in different areas, because like we said, you can only be in Philly for so long, just
Exactly.
shaking hand. Like you
Yeah.
after you shook everybody hand, like
listen,
what now? What like we
Now
gotta
you
gotta
it's the
look
next,
somewhere
it's
else.
the next step. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you got to see what's
and
out
I
there.
feel like, like even for me, like as an artist, like I feel like my sound is so much bigger than Philly,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and like it makes it hard because like Philly want what they, like people from Philly, they want what they want,
Yeah,
and they're rocking with what they're rocking with. So it's kind of hard for them to like accept new and different because they're so used to like whatever
that's
was trending at the time. Or, yeah, so it's kind of hard to make it out of the city as far as unless that's what you're doing. Unless you're type one of those artists who are kind of like riding those waves and those trends.
You
and like,
fit into that.
yeah. If
Yeah.
if that's your thing, then please by all means do it. But so for me, that's part of the reason. Touching back on what Mark brought up, like leaving the city with the sound, like that was literally the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because like you could kind of see it. Like now that like we're in a position where like we can see what's going on in my fan base now, like analytics, I can see who's
Mhm.
listening, where it's coming from,
Yeah.
and like that helps a lot. So like we're trying to do a better job as far as marketing, like right to that target audience. And
Yeah.
Where to pinpoint everything from.
exactly,
Yeah,
makes it easier.
of course.
And it's crazy, it even goes like all the way down to like the content and the records. Like we get so intricate as far as like marketing, like to like what I'm saying, and it gets deep. Trying to just like make sure we're like acknowledging those fans. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Just so somebody from that audience be like, oh shit, like he
Yeah.
rep me, like he rep what
Yeah,
I'm doing,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Like,
or I can resonate what he's saying.
a lot of people have a hard time like separating like artists from humans,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like sucks sometimes because like we regular people, bro.
Yeah.
Like we got shit to deal with, we got issues, and like
Mhm.
sometimes like you'd be surprised, man. I haven't reached any of the goals yet. Like I'm
course.
on my way,
You're
but
still
like
grinding. Yeah.
there's still lives that I changed,
Mm.
and like that it's like scary a little bit. It's like
Yeah.
damn, like I kind of like in the beginning, it's like damn, do I kind of want that? You know,
Mhm.
like that
Yeah,
effect
like-
on people,
Mhm.
that kind of power. But like sometimes it's hard to like separate, like I was saying, separate artists from human because for that exact reason, like people, a lot of times we don't understand like what music does to people sometimes. Like that shit is really like
You-
that shit has really resonated
Yeah,
with some
you
people.
never know
You never know, bro.
how
It's
serious
crazy,
they
bro.
take,
So
like,
crazy.
Even beyond like just an artist in general, or somebody who makes content in general, you never
Like
know
it's creative, yeah.
how much of a like you said, how much of impact they have. Like you'll see like even outside of music, so you say like somebody who does film or like does like YouTube videos like on like just something very small.
This, anything.
They'll
you know?
see you'll see a comment like, yo, you just like, yo, I was going through a hard time, like this alone
Yeah.
changed my life, like, and,
Yo,
Yeah.
and they don't, those people that are making it don't think about that when
you
they like
have
they
no
tr-
idea.
they could try to like help people, but they don't really know until they hear that shit back
Yeah,
of just like,
Mhm.
yo, you saved my life. It's like save your life. Like I was
It's
just
like, wow.
I
you
was-
can't
I was just
believe
writing
it.
music about my
I was
shit.
having a podcast with my friends talking about bullshit. Just like
Yeah.
not bullshit, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
so to speak.
and yeah, somehow it
Shit
changed
crazy,
their
bro.
lives.
You
It-
never know, bro. It's like,
It's crazy.
and I think that's what keeps me going, man. I like the feeling.
Oh yeah, I
It's
feel
a
like
hell
for
of a feeling.
anybody, for anybody doing something, like to have that, come their way, they're like, wow, like this is like they can see, I guess, in a sense, like a progression, or they can see like it's going somewhere. It's actually helping people and doing
Yeah.
stuff. So that's what's up.
Definitely.
Or even for you, like it's just like you just write music about your own personal experience, and for them to be
Mhm.
like, yo, like that saved my life. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
I was just venting, like
Yo, you'd be
Yeah.
surprised, bro.
Like-
You'd be so surprised, man. Like people hit me up and they're like, yo, like it's crazy that you said this particular line in the song because that's literally what I'm going through right now, and it just goes to show you that, like, bro, like
Yeah.
there's people that feel exactly what's going on, and we gotta
True.
like do a better job of acknowledging those people, man. So that's what we're trying to do now. Just target, that particular audience and like give them like substance, like
yeah.
give them good records so that they can get
Yeah.
that feeling and pass it on to other people.
Yeah, for sure.
And just not ignore, I guess, the people that are supporting you in the sense of just like saying
Yeah,
like I
absolutely.
know you there. I see you supporting me. I know you there.
Exactly.
I'm rooting for you.
Yeah.
Same way you rooting for me.
Yeah,
Acknowledging
and
it.
with that comes it's a cool little marketing scheme. I'm not gonna give it all away, but I'm dropping a project like maybe
Okay.
right before the year's over, like or
Okay.
right after the new year. But there's a project coming out called Awake for the Winter, and we kind of put together like a bundle with like a purchase of like a pre-order.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna give
Right.
give
Yeah,
away
you don't
like
gotta-
I'm not trying to give away.
No, you don't
Yeah.
got to. You don't got to.
So, but like me and my team are putting together something super special for the fans, bro. Like
Cool.
personal stuff. Like I'm pulling up on people, like, yo, bro, this is for you, type shit, and like,
Hey.
There's no better
Okay.
feeling with that. Bro.
There's
We
no-
just
Yeah.
we just did that recently with
With the
our shit
merch,
on a smaller
yeah.
scale, but it was just like
crazy.
just that feedback just meant everything.
That's another thing that's blowing my mind lately, bro. Like merch and like just like clothes in the city. It's been going crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You be,
Y'all,
you be seeing
y'all had a couple of my good friends on here who have like some dope brands.
Mhm.
Like, so shout out to Flourish by
Mhm.
Fredo. Maybe later with Chris.
Yeah.
The etc. merch that
Mhm.
I don't own yet. Or like, yo, it's crazy, bro. Like, I love to see it, bro. It's shit
Mhm.
crazy. That's what keeps like artists like me moving, bro.
Mhm.
Like that. I don't understand how that doesn't motivate somebody.
Yeah.
How does that not inspire you?
Yeah, because you see your closest friends or just anybody in general, and you're just
Crazy.
like, wow, like I'm an artist as well, doing something, and to see someone that's that close to me also doing it, and they are getting love and
Yo,
feedback
love.
too,
and they succeeding like
They
Yeah,
going
like, yeah.
crazy.
and you're just like,
They
wow,
going
like,
so crazy.
like
man.
let's turn it up even more, like let's keep it going.
Absolutely.
So
And also to just like see them taking it serious. Like it's not like you could tell it's not a joke to them. It's just
Yeah.
like this is
Yeah.
like
They
this
going
is my
all in.
project. This is my
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
not
what
like a
Yeah.
one-time thing for them.
They
It's like, let's keep
investing.
it
They're going
yeah.
all in. And what makes it even more like special, I would say, is like, excuse me, it's like think about what we're going through right now, and these guys are still like
right.
getting
Mhm.
this shit done.
With all like just obstacles that nobody has really seen before. Like
Exactly.
like
Like,
this,
Yeah.
like you had that we nobody alive right now has really been in this situation,
Mhm.
and people are still just doing like still. It's like, all right, this is going on, but I'm not gonna let it stop me. Like I'm gonna just still put this shit
Yeah.
out that I've been planning on all year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be a little bit of a weight or something, but like it's still happening.
Still
Like,
moving.
It's still happening. So
And then
Like-
who's to like what's to say what's gonna happen when all this is over and there's no restrictions? Like people are just gonna
Exactly.
run wild and
now it's like,
blow
all
it
right,
up.
we got all this ammo. Let's.
But at the same
you
time,
go.
I'm glad that like people kind of like got their shit together. Cause I feel like no one's ever gonna forget this year.
No.
Like, no one's ever gonna forget this year. And
I'm
like
telling
what?
my kids.
we all gonna be with grades talking
Yo,
about
could
this
you
shit.
imagine that shit though? Like our
Tell my
kids in
kids.
history class, like 2020. Dad, you
My
lived through
God.
that shit? Psh, boy, did I?
Boy, did I?
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
2020 was a hell of a year.
Let me tell you.
Crazy, bro.
Come sit down real quick.
Yo, bro, crazy year, man. But yeah, man, shout out to all the creatives in the city going crazy, even with all the bullshit going on, man. Like that shit is not going unnoticed. I'm trying to like use my platform to put on for like the creatives in the city as well, man. Cause love to see it, man.
That's another exciting thing too. Is just the opportunity for collaborative efforts when you see other people like doing their own thing. So it's just like even if you are in
Straight
yourself
up.
focusing on music, you could easily just support the merch and then and it's
Exactly.
just vice versa,
Yeah.
just like showing love or
It's
just
crazy
anything like
because
that.
that's actually something that me and Fredo actually spoke about. Like, you know, we kind of like, that's the thing about Fredo, man. Like, we're always like picking at each other's brains, you know, like brainstorming new ideas and shit.
Yeah.
So one of the things that came up is that like exactly that, like, you know, how can we like incorporate, because I fuck with his whole
Mhm.
the shit that he got going on with Flores. I fuck with it. I'm supporting it and I stand by it. And like I was trying to like find a way we could like, you know, meet on common grounds on like a creative, on some content. And we came up with like, yo, like what about just styling me and some like future flourish that's gonna come out, or like some one-on-one shit that people can purchase in the future, and we'll just style me
Yeah.
for the video or
Mhm.
something, and like people could, you know, get a chance to see like, yo, that shit. So, you know, like a way to like debut it or something.
Yeah.
So hopefully this next video that's coming out real soon.
True. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's, even if y'all not in the same avenue, there's still a way to like.
That's just a
Yeah.
perfect example of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's just a quick conversation, quick little message you send. You're just like, hey, like, let's try to do something together.
Even,
Yeah.
and I will say, like, I'm not gonna leave them out. Like the ladies, like the women in the city.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy year for the women in the city.
Some
bro.
of them, are, not even. I would say a lot of them are blowing us out the water.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Bro.
let's be
They
honest.
going crazy, man.
It's crazy.
Like
yeah.
this year, it's like I'm seeing like LLC after LLC, bro. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Like whether it's cosmetics, whether it's like the
Cosmetics,
MUA
yeah,
shit,
that's right. You seeing what
They go
everybody?
crazy.
Yeah, they're doing
the
it.
style, like the clothing brands as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Some of it's,
Gotta love it, man.
it's hard to hate. Like,
yeah,
it's
it's hard
like,
to hate,
it-
bro.
yeah,
Like,
it-
you know
it's
what's
hard- you
crazy? I was
can't.
just having this conversation with one of my homies. Like, how can like you wake up, look in the mirror, and like decide that you're gonna be a hater?
True. Right.
And
Like,
I
you
don't
got-
even want to say it like that because it sounds real cheesy, but like how, bro? Like I wake up motivated and inspired, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I see people doing good. It's like, damn, like I'm trying to do good, even if I'm trying to do better. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
like that's like motivating.
It's like, let me get the fuck up and go start. Yeah,
yeah,
like,
bro. How can you look
Yeah.
yourself in the mirror and be like, I ain't gonna be shit today? A moment of silence for the
Right,
haters.
right. For all the people that just looked in the mirror right now, realize like, you a hater. Yeah.
So crazy, man.
I would like to think nobody watching this is a hater.
Oh,
would,
I would
like,
hope so.
Like,
Oh,
Especially not this episode, bro, because I'm just
Yeah.
trying to show some love
thanks.
so I can get it back. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's all this about, man.
Yeah, that's all we all trying to do. I feel like that's what we should make like the mission to be. You know, helping each other out at the end of the day, not trying to like compete. So
That's what it's about, man. This shit is supposed to be shared, bro. It's fucking
there's enough to eat for everybody. You know?
It
People
is.
just be treating that shit like it's
Crazy.
limited.
yeah,
crazy.
nah. we
And I
ain't
feel
doing
like
it
I feel like I just find myself saying that shit all the time now. Like, shit's just crazy.
here. Mhm.
Cause like,
It's hard not to. You just be sitting. You would just be sitting there thinking to yourself, and you're like, "Yo, shit is crazy."
This is
Like,
crazy.
Shit crazy.
It sounds so dumb, but I at least once a day I catch myself doing that shit. It was just
Yeah, it's
like, yo,
like-
like,
a moment of like,
Mhm.
what the fuck?
yeah, bro. Like, this
Damn.
shit crazy. How you could just. Anyway, what about you guys, man? What's going on? This ATC shit going crazy for you guys, man. How long has it been for y'all? Like 3 years?
4 years.
Yeah,
4 years.
Going on 5. Well, we early in our 4th year, but we'll be
Yeah.
going on 5 next year.
And you got started at the crib.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Frank-
crib.
Franklin.
Bro.
On Franklin Street.
Bro, it's-
The crib that I was in at 10 years old.
yeah.
Playing
Yo.
video games with this guy.
Facts. Yep. it's been a ride, man. Like we've not only been in that house, just different houses in general, like my dad's and everything like that. Like we just been moving here and there, and
Yeah, this has been our first like stagnant,
steady.
solid
Yeah,
location
honestly.
in our 4 years. Like everything else has just been like, oh, this place is taken up. Fuck, where we gonna go?
Yeah.
Like
you
we
got
had to find
pivot.
another spot.
Like
yeah.
pivot every week.
Let's
So.
just like embrace the fact that y'all didn't stop.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
That's what
that's
it's
the main
about,
thing we
bro.
just
yeah, it could have been very, very bad and hard at certain points, but we were like, look, we need to find another spot. We need to have something to talk about because we want to do this. We want to make sure we can keep going with it. Like, it's not something we just want to do one time and then just forget about it. Like,
Motivation, man. That's all it is. They're
Some-
sticking with it.
Something I mentioned to him last week when we was in here was just like I would hate to stop next week and then not know what could have been the following week. Like
Yo.
that one more upload could have been the one.
It could have been the
Yeah.
one.
Like and you'll
Exactly.
never know. So I refuse to like just stop
Exactly.
on any capacity of just like you never know how close you are to just that finish
you
line could be
never know.
right there.
Literally.
You'll never know if you
You
stop.
never
And
know.
that thought of that just drives me crazy. So I
That
can't.
one little
Listen,
thing.
I could tell you from experience, my team as a witness, man, like we know that feeling, bro. Like we know that feeling.
Mhm.
It's crazy because like you pass a certain milestone, it's like, oh wait, they're still on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's
We
more.
got to keep working.
And
type
it'll
shit.
probably never feel like it's it. Like you
You
probably
can
just
never-
gonna,
yeah,
you
you
just
never-
gonna keep pushing.
And like my team and I, shout out to my team too. I keep talking about them, didn't get a chance to like acknowledge them, but like shout out to the team. I have like a digital media team, so as far as management, and going back to like what he was just saying as far as like just being damned if we quit. Like these dudes got their own life.
Mhm.
Like they wake up, they have responsibilities, and every person on my team still manages to push the brand, and to like see the vision just as clear as me, if not clearer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know exactly how you feel. I just wanted to say that. But like as far as like not knowing if like that next one is it or like it's a hell of a feeling, man. That shit is scary.
Mhm.
But it's also like a good kind of like feeling because it keep you motivated,
Keeps
keep
you
that
moving. Yeah.
keeps you moving. Yeah, it keeps that fire lit under you. And we done pass a few little milestones. Like we'll get a certain amount of streams, or like I just had September was a crazy month for me. Like I dropped a a record and a video along with it, and it went crazy. Like it did like 50,000 like views in a month.
Mhm.
So that's something I ain't never do before.
Yeah.
So like, and that's still like real small compared to where we trying to go. So
Yeah.
that just goes to show you, man, like, you can't just stop, bro.
Yeah. You see-
Especially when you got something.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Some people got nothing.
Mhm.
So like
True.
you got something, bro.
True,
So
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Don't
So,
take it for granted. Yeah.
don't take it for granted, man, because it's gonna work out, bro. I promise.
Cause you'll see 50, but all right, what about 100? What about 250? What
I
about
listen.
five?
I skipped all of that, bro. I'm trying to get
A million,
millions.
yeah.
Exactly.
I'm trying to get. Do y'all see how much some of these artists stream? Like,
Yeah.
y'all ever check like, on
Yeah.
Spotify or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
Like, it'll
uh-huh.
show you like how many
Yeah. How
monthly
many
listeners.
listeners?
and-
Monthly listeners.
Like
yeah.
even that, I was up there like 15,000, almost
Mhm.
like monthly listeners. So it's
Mm.
you know what I'm
Okay.
saying. So like we
Yeah.
got a chance to see a little bit of it, but like it's crazy, man.
Mhm.
It's just crazy how a lot of people still sleep on streaming because you wouldn't even
Yeah.
know it. But like, and if you quote me on it, y'all could do the fact check as much as y'all want. I outstreamed a lot of the artists that are from the city, just with just a little bit of like, like substance. Give something
Yeah.
give people something. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
mean it.
And some-
And like it just went over people's head, and like there's that feeling again. It's
Mhm.
like,
Like,
why
wow,
is nothing
yeah.
still happening? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like all right, we still like, and we literally like matched it up with like some of like everybody's favorite artists in the city, and was
Mhm.
like we blew them out of the water in just 1 month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
That's
like,
crazy.
and it still went over everybody's head. It's like, all right, we still got a lot of we still got a lot of work to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
So
it's just
sometimes it's just a matter of like what you're doing. If you're saying you having a plan and using the numbers and paying attention to the little finer
Yeah.
details, that probably is the difference maker. Of you.
that's the difference maker,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, because like now we understand that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So we trying to like execute on just that and capitalize on just that. Like, yo,
Push the
like we
envelope.
have this leverage. Like
Yeah.
we've done it before. We know it works. Like let's just
Mhm.
let's just do it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I mean, we see that in a similar light of just like what we're doing right now with having people come in and talk to us and just, it's like, all right, we could keep shaking, like what you've been doing of just shaking everybody's hand, making these connections. It's like, all right, we did Philly, like we got it pretty much booked out. All right, go to Jersey, go to New York, just expand that, just keep blowing that shit, like just breaking that.
Yeah, because it feels like you never know, like who has connected with who, and just like the different feel of like what's out there. Because you've been in Philly for so long, where your hometown is, and you're like,
so,
okay,
man, you have no idea.
Now but
no
like
idea.
What else is there, So yeah,
shit crazy.
Just taking over the map to the point where it's not even a matter of states anymore. It's just like, all right, we took care of the U.S.
Yeah,
we take our asses.
Yo, shout out to the United Kingdom. They are going crazy. Like as far as like places where like most of my streams come from, London going crazy, Germany is going crazy, and that is unreal to me.
Yeah,
I'm talking about these numbers are like in the thousands. So it's like
in a whole other place where you,
bro, what, bro?
Where you
I'm
probably
trying
haven't
to
even
go
touched
to
down.
London, bro.
Yeah, you probably haven't even touched down there.
I've never gone to any of these places, bro.
But they know who you
are. I've been to Europe, but like to a few places in Europe, but I have never gone to like the United Kingdom.
And you haven't been there. People are already there that know you without you even like.
Exactly. So
shit is nuts, bro.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, bro. I'm just trying to soak it all up and keep going, man. Like and try to get the ball rolling, man.
It's confused because even myself, like I'll look at that stuff with like, because we post pretty much on that most platforms. So like one of the ones that I see a lot of analytics is like SoundCloud or like YouTube.
Yeah, you can really tell on those.
And then SoundCloud will tell you, I'm like who listens to us in Brazil? Like it's like like it's not like.
See what I'm saying?
Like
it's that feeling, man.
It's crazy.
Like I don't even speak Portuguese.
Like, bro, he
like,
didn't understand nothing.
Right?
He didn't understand shit. The whole podcast. Yo, shit crazy, man. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to Brazil, man. It's crazy. And that's just to show you, man, how big the world is, bro. It's so much more than just Philly, bro. And this shit is crazy.
You're just like this small thing, but there's so much more out there, and it's just like it's crazy. Shit. Man.
Nah, man. So it's just, I think, shout out to technology, man, too, for being able to like get analytics, like, and you feel me? Like, that's just dope. The fact that I can tell, like, even certain like certain streaming platforms that you can literally, it'll show you the user, like their profile will pop up, like yo, Mark from Philly is listened 722 times in the year, and it's like, bro, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So like now, like with that, I want to go back to what I was saying about the little marketing scheme we got for this next project. And it's exactly that. So like we doing that homework. We going to see like who's listening, where they listening from, what time of the day type shit, and try to make something special happen with that information. Yeah, shit crazy.
Smart. I mean, you listen. You got a lot. Even like what we said, with everything going on, you got a lot coming out, and it's like it's crazy to see. Again, when we see, to wrap up everything we've already been talking about, is like to see what could happen in a year, or like how fast shit you could just be in this bubble working on your projects.
Yeah.
And to see how shit, like last year I wasn't doing these numbers, and look at me now. Like
yeah, you can see the progression for sure.
It's crazy, man, because like I said, it's the first time, like 2020 is the first time I feel like I can feel a year moving, like, you know what I'm saying? And exactly that, like we got a chance to see. I got a chance to like, just sit down for a second and like reevaluate everything that's going on. There's so much stuff that we missed that we didn't get a chance to capitalize on in the past that we definitely gonna capitalize on in the future. And like it's crazy because I kind of been preaching that to some of my homies like lately. It's like, what's 1 year compared to like 24 that I've been alive for me, that I could just like not do nothing and focus on something. You know what I'm saying? Focus on one thing and like really like dial in and like get shit done.
And that could change. That could change the next 20 years.
That can change the next 24 years. And it's crazy. So like I kind of been like, just kicking that kind of free game to some of my closest friends. It's like, sometimes we get caught up in the city and like in antics and like or like responsibility, or it could be trials and tribulations. It could be anything. That's still like people forget that as humans, bro, like we literally have the power to change our situation. Even if you feel like you got a few restrictions in the way, a couple obstacles, bro, it can be done. Like it's just about the way you do things, bro.
It's a matter of putting your head down and just doing the work.
And just doing it for a second.
And even if it's a small step, it's better than no steps at all. Like,
exactly,
it's
man.
It don't got to be a race. It's a long ass marathon. That
literally
just keep moving.
literally, man. It's definitely a marathon. Definitely not a race.
As long as you get to that goal, it's like what matters. Like
Exactly.
you did what you wanted to do.
Exactly. It happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather the hard work than a handout anytime. Substance.
You don't even know how to, like, if it was just overnight, you wouldn't even know how to handle all that shit at once. Like, it's like
crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine just, I don't even know. Like, we talked about it even before with like the little we did with the merch. It's like, imagine overnight we just got like 1,000 orders and we just like, oh, like we not expecting this at all. How the fuck are we supposed to handle 1,000 orders or 10,000 orders? Like, that's just, I wouldn't want it to be overnight. I prefer us doing this for 4 years and knowing what it takes to keep doing this shit every week.
Because you like a lot of people fail to realize that like with time comes experience, and with experience comes growth.
Yeah,
like literally in that order, and like that goes over a lot of people's head, man. So it's cool to know that the people that need to like understand that got a chance to do that this year. So
definitely, you see a lot of potential for sure.
For sure.
We talked about a lot of heavy shit. Mark, you want to get into like the more like you can relax and just answer questions, or you want to just like?
It was a lot of open like conversation. A lot of real stuff though, man. It's a lot of real shit going on these days.
Okay, so just a quick question: like, what is like the favorite part about like what you do? You know, like doing the music and everything. Like,
what's the feeling?
The feeling?
Yeah, it's like a rush. Yeah, like just like I said, we talked about it earlier. It's like we never really know how much like of an effect we have on some things, people, places. You never really know. So that feeling definitely.
And like, what would you say? Like, I guess through all your music that you've done, and like, what would be like your favorite project? I guess you said you've like worked on so far.
Favorite project, I think there's a little EP I have out, and I think it was like the debut. No, it's not the debut EP. It's No Sleep. That it's a little project I put together like 2018 or 19 called the 2 a.m. Interlude, and that was the first time like it felt like a moment. Like, I felt like, oh shit, like I'm an artist or I'm releasing a project. Like had a release party, like we packed it out. That was like the first time like I felt like, oh shit, like we got some. Like we got some here. Like let's let's capitalize on it. So yeah, I would probably say that the 2 a.m. Interlude was like my favorite one.
That's what's up.
And it's crazy because like it didn't like, you know, like I said, with time comes experience, with experience comes growth. It didn't do nearly as well as like my most recent projects, but like that was the first time I felt it. It was like, yo, shit, like you got something to offer. Like this is real. Like people are tuned in, and like don't fuck up.
That's a lot of time. That's the case for like a lot of artists. I feel is like even if it's not the biggest project, like that's still like. Even if it's for personal reasons, I think I have a favorite project that's not necessarily the one that did the numbers that
exactly.
They like.
Yeah, it's just something that you felt like you touched personally with, and you're just like, yeah, this is me.
Yeah, and it's also the records on the project, man. It was like there's a lot of substance. One thing about me is like I need like experience to like make music.
Okay, yeah.
So like that was a project where it was like a crucial time in my life where like, you know, dealing with like the emotions, fucking love, the streets, you know, some other shit, and like you know. That was the first time I actually felt what I was doing.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Should we do like the rapid questions in a sense?
If you want to, you got them there.
No, yeah. I just didn't know if we were wrapping it up, you know?
No, we got time.
Oh, okay.
We just wrap it up on that.
All right. So I'm gonna just ask you like rapid questions in a sense, like not in a sense where
you I hope I don't fuck this up.
Not in a sense where you know you gotta answer so quickly, but in a sense, yeah, you do.
Quickly,
so you know you can think about it and everything, but I'm gonna just ask you some questions and just see your response. It's just one or the other, you know. It's not like anything really deep. All right. So starting off, drums or flats?
Flats.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
FaceTime or text?
FaceTime.
More money or more time?
More time.
Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Pac or Biggie?
Big.
Big party or small kickback?
Small kickback for sure.
Okay. MJ or LeBron?
Mike.
All right.
LeBron overrated. Still a fan, but he overrated.
Last, I'm just say like concerts or movie theater?
Concerts. All day.
That was the fastest FaceTime answer we gotten before. Every time we ask FaceTime or text, people are like,
because it's like, bro, like it depends on who I'm texting.
True.
Yeah,
everybody has that, yeah.
Because like I don't want to. Sometimes people spend too much time trying to understand like how the fuck I just said what I typed.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Too
rather
much explanation.
Yeah.
What's
like,
crazy though too is that we now have audio
The
messaging,
voice message.
but nobody really.
Nah,
uses
you know
it
what?
as much.
Y'all should switch that question because I'm not texting. I'm definitely sending
Your
audio
audio.
message. I'm
Okay,
an audio
okay,
kinda guy.
sure. And probably you could do
Or
that.
you can add it.
Yeah, just like a
Something
three
like
choice,
that. Three-choice
But that's-
question.
Yeah,
Definitely send an audio message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Flats.
He said, "Flats." You went right back to that question. The very first question I asked.
He's like, I might give me some flats
Right?
right now.
I'm
Like,
about hungry as shit, man. I didn't eat shit all
I
day.
asked that question. Shit.
I said flats sound good right now.
Yo, straight up, man. Straight up.
I want wings. I want wings too. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yo,
Damn. Now I'm hungry.
had to figure something out. It's about that time, too. What time is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went for a hot minute, so we can start
Alright.
closing it out. Yeah, man, we appreciate you for coming through, bro.
Man, y'all have no
Definitely,
idea how I
definitely.
feel, man. Like, thank y'all for having me,
Mhm.
man. It's a long time
Of course.
coming.
Long time
It's
coming.
crazy because I told everybody, man. I think I told Q, I told Fredo, like my team, like I'm trying to get on ETC, and it's crazy
Mhm.
because I'm a fan, man. That's one thing
Yeah.
about me, bro. I'm not too cool to say that I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I'm a fan first. Like even with music, like that's what we felt first before we decided to do whatever we. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So definitely
Damn,
thank you for
we
having
appreciate
me, bro.
it,
It's a
yeah.
Of course, bro.
fucking honor.
Yeah.
It's crazy to have you here. It's just
Hopefully I can come back in a future day, like in a
Yeah, for
much
sure.
different. We'll both be in different,
Different
positions.
positions,
For
Yeah,
sure.
it's
Yeah.
the growth.
Definitely. It's gonna happen. It's
and we
gonna
can talk
happen.
about this conversation in hindsight,
Yeah,
just
Right.
to see like where
hindsight,
shit
yeah.
has changed.
where things been. Yeah.
But
Definitely.
most importantly, where can they find you and everything that you're doing?
Yes, I'm pretty much on all platforms at NXSLP. If you're on Instagram, it's 3 P's, NXSLPPP. As weird as that sounds. If on streaming platforms at NXSLP, NXSLP.com. My website is up and running. It's a good way for me to connect with the fans directly. My IG isn't really run by me. I mean, unless you see me posting it, but I'm definitely always like active on like Twitter, stuff like that.
Okay.
More active, more like direct with like fans
Yeah.
and people.
Okay. Cool.
Straight up.
And how about you, Mark?
You can find me on Instagram at ETC Marky Mark, Twitter at Marky Mark. Also, if you see me on Twitch too, MC Marky Mark. Victor, where can they find you and just ETC in general?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, pretty much any platform at ETC Victor. Same for etc. is real etc. And the email is real.etc@gmail.com. I used to be so solid with that, and now I'm just slipping up.
I definitely want to add my email for the producers that may be watching. Definitely send beats to soundsbysleep@gmail.com.
Yep.
Wow.
And like what I was about to add is we got a couple people that hit us up about it. But if you're a smaller artist and you want to see your music used in our videos at all for background, B-roll, streams that we've been doing, anything like that, make sure to hit us up in the email, send those MP3 files, and we'll definitely use them. But other than that, we love y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye.